#MeToo is what's known as a viral phenomenon, having been used more than 109,000 times since October 2017. It is a way for victims of sexual abuse and harassment to stand up and speak out on social media platforms. The intention is to demonstrate the extent to which women face harassment, particularly in the workplace. Tarana Burke, who instigated the hashtag, came by the inspiration when a 13-year-old girl confided to her that she had been sexually harassed. Tarana later wished she had told the young girl, "Me too." Why is it so hard for people to stand up and speak out when they are victims? How much more successful would we be in stopping societal injustices if we followed in the footsteps of John Adams to stand up and speak out? Here was a man who brought his considerable education and unwavering sense of integrity to stand up and speak out on behalf of the British soldiers. On March 5th, 1770, the Boston Massacre occurred, resulting in the death of 5 colonists. This event ignited an even greater hatred for the occupying British forces and was used as propaganda to rally people to the cause of independence from Great Britain. While this is something that profited us greatly and led to the formation of the United States of America, there were some things that happened which were unjust and untrue. At the conclusion of this tragic and bloody event, 9 soldiers were arrested for manslaughter and desperately tried to find representation for the trial. Anyone who defended them would be socially ostracized and stand to lose some portion of their livelihood. John Adams, though a patriot fully invested in the cause of freedom, stepped up and took their case. Everyone deserves a fair trial, and he decided to do what was right rather than what was popular. In court, he laid out the sequence of events: the taunts, curses, and threats they received, the chunks of ice and coal being thrown at them, and the use of wooden clubs against them, knocking one soldier to the ground. He made it clear that the shooting was an act of self-defense and that the actual deaths were unintentional. He won that case for the soldiers and proved that they were wrongly accused. If he had been too scared to stand up and speak out, those 9 innocent men would have been given a death penalty. His own words, spoken at this crucial juncture, are so instructive for us in our day when dealing with injustice. Facts are stubborn things, and whatever may be our wishes, our inclinations, or the dictates of our passions, they cannot alter the state of facts and evidence. Facts and evidence are, indeed, powerful and undeniable truths. According to a 2017 poll by ABC News and the Washington Post, 54% of American women report being sexually harassed at some point in their lives. #MeToo is a movement with incredible timing and could not be more appropriate. It has created a sense of unity and power that is giving women everywhere the courage to stand up and speak out. Just as John Adams represented the soldiers, women everywhere are now spreading awareness about an important issue as they stand up and speak out. This rise of awareness about the devastating effects of harassment are not limited to posts on social media. Courageous people today are creating an environment where men in powerful positions are openly accused in legal battles. For example, Larry Nassar, the world-renowned and trusted gymnastics doctor, was just convicted of up to 60 years in prison for federal child pornography crimes and up to 175 years for sexually abusing approximately 250 girls and women. During the trial, a multitude of young girls and their parents told of all the terrible outcomes. As the Washington Post puts it, they told of their shattered psyches, the suicide attempts, and the torturous guilt that resulted from Nassar's abuse. One father attempted to charge at him in the courtroom during a moment of vigilante justice, which, though done inadvisedly in a moment of extreme emotion, seems justifiable when you consider the heartbreak of knowing that 3 of his daughters suffered at the hands of this man. Another mom, who later realized she had been in the examining room when her daughter was harassed, wrote in the Indy Star, "We, like our daughters, were confused by the success, accolades, charm, and warmth of the doctor. We, like our daughters, developed a trust that was ultimately used to manipulate us. The what-ifs are overwhelming." It is the responsibility of all Americans to stand up when wrongs are committed by individuals and perpetuated by organizations that refuse to hear the victims' pleas for help. It is happening in Hollywood. It is happening in Washington. It is happening in your neighborhood and maybe even in your own family. Do we have the fortitude of John Adams, the willingness to stand up even when no one else will? When we stand up against injustices that happen to ourselves or to anyone else who is a victim, we go from someone who admires John Adams to someone who is emulating him.